Hey YouTube, Motor Racing Network, Steve Post with another great diecast review. We are so glad you joined us. This presented by PlanBSales.com. Off weekend for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, but the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, they had a doubleheader out at Iowa Speedway. In the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, William Byron, his third win of the season. Very, very strong run out there on Saturday night. And in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it was Sam Hornish Jr. First time out this year, he's 1 for 1. I like that percentage. Maybe he should just step away at this point. But Sam Hornish Jr. picking up the win at Iowa in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Great, great off weekend. Our question of the week here on the Diecast Review Show was, what do you do during the off weekend? Well, nobody took the off weekend off. And as a matter of fact, Josh and his cousin, they actually drove 3 hours to go to Iowa. So we hope you had a good time at Iowa, following along with Iowa, or wherever your weekend took you. Yours truly, I had a chance to go up to Ohio Speed Week to sprint cars, and I was actually hanging out and watching sprint car racing. Casey Kane and Kyle Larson were both racing up there. Kyle actually won the opener on Friday night at Attica Raceway Park. So a lot of fun on the off NASCAR Sprint Cup Series weekend, but we're back at it coming up this weekend. But before we get to this coming weekend, and before we continue on with our NASCAR talk, you see it right here in front of us, our Diecast review segment. And this is John Force's 2015 Traxxas Chevy Camaro. And look at this diecast car. It is beautiful. The body comes up off from it just as they do in real life, and these NHRA diecast are absolutely amazing. And this one, John Force's 2015 car, is just arrived, and it is available right now, and we'll ship it right out to you. Order it up, and we've got it, and that gives us a chance to talk about NHRA diecast. I was just looking back in the warehouse, and we have got a number of items back a couple of years. A lot of them are autographs, so we've got good NHRA old school diecast, a few years old. We've got the new stuff from John Force, and we've got pre-order of the 2016. So if you're an NHRA drag racing fan, or you have an NHRA drag racing fan in your group of friends or in your family, this is a great gift for them. These diecast cars, these funny cars are absolutely amazing. Body comes up off from it. Just look at all the details that Lionel puts into it. A great, great looking diecast. And this and all NHRA and all NASCAR diecast, as well as a bunch of other things, are available at PlanBSales.com. All right, here on the Diecast Review Show, it's time for our favorite portion of it, where we answer your questions. Questions are right down below, so just type them in down below, and we will answer a couple of your questions next week. Who knows? It might be yours. Joshua Kurz writes in and says, do you think that the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series chase grid will be filled out before the chase? Well, the chase field in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series will be 8 trucks, and right now we have 4 winners. William Byron has 3 wins, Matt Crafton has 2 wins, and lone race winners, Johnny Sauter, who won at Daytona, and John Hunter Nemechek, who won at Atlanta. So we have 4 drivers that have wins. This is where we get into the terminology. We talk about wins being locked in. I think we may have a situation here in the Truck Series where wins may not mean locked in, because when you look at some of the drivers who have not won, Timothy Peters, you know he should get a win. Daniel Hemrick, he is 4th in points and running so strong with Brad Keselowski's truck. Tyler Reddick, he wins a lot of races, won a lot of them last year. He should win a race. So right there, that takes us to 7 race winners. Well, listen to this list. Ben Kennedy, Cole Custer, Spencer Gallagher, Ben Rhodes, Rico Abreu, John West Townley, who had a win last year. So if you take that list, and a couple of those drivers get wins, we're going to have more than 8 race winners. So what happens then? Multiple race winners are in really good shape. William Byron with 3 wins is in good shape. 2 wins for Matt Crafton is likely in really good shape as well. Then what happens is the rest of the field will be the lone race winners, but based on points. So that's why it's going to be important to get those top 5 and top 10 finishes when you're not racing for the win, because I think we may have 9 or more drivers win in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, meaning a win does not lock you into the chase. Joshua, I appreciate your question. Tristan writes in and says, Indianapolis Motor Speedway is rumored to be installing lights. Would you watch a race under the lights at Indy? Well, Tristan, I hadn't heard that, and that very well may be the case that they are installing lights. And I don't know, it would be interesting. I imagine Indianapolis Motor Speedway would be very difficult to light because, well, it's a 2.5 mile track. Yeah, we have Daytona lit, but that was a huge challenge. And I don't know. I really think, Tristan, that I'm not sure that we're not seeing the end, or at least not the addition of more night races. As a matter of fact, Richmond moved their spring night race to a Sunday afternoon race, and people were pretty happy with it. So I'm not sure the investment in lights is going to happen at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It would be fascinating to watch and interesting to see, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen along the way at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Again, right now the shift is to more afternoon or day races in NASCAR, and really NASCAR is where the big money is. At Indianapolis, of course, you have the Indianapolis 500. They're not moving that to a night race, so I don't know what the incentive would be for Indianapolis to add the lights. If they did, though, it would be really interesting to see, that's for sure. So we appreciate your question, Tristan, and we appreciate all your questions. Just type them in right down below. So the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, guys and gals, they get back to work this week at Sonoma Raceway, the road course out in Northern California. 27 races have been competed there in 1989, June 11th to be exact. Ricky Rudd won the first race at Sonoma. Of current drivers who've had success in victory lane out at Sonoma, Kyle Busch, a two-time winner, Tony Stewart, a two-time winner. Lone race winners Carl Edwards, Jimmy Johnson, Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, Clint Boyer, and Martin Truex Jr. Last year, remember, this was when Kyle Busch got on his hot streak, and Kyle Busch is the reigning champ of this race. And that takes us directly to the question of the week. Road course racing. What is your thoughts of road course racing in NASCAR? There's two of them right now. This weekend Sonoma, later in August up at Watkins Glen. Is 2 the right number? Is it too many? Or is it not enough? And if it's not enough, where else would you suggest? We're going to talk road course racing with our question of the week, and you can answer that question right down below. Just type it in and answer what your thoughts are on road course racing. Just right? Too many? Or not enough? Let us know, and we will follow along and see what your thoughts are on road course racing. We'd like to remind you all of the great diecasts that we talk about here are available at planbsales.com. Upper right-hand corner, just click in the search engine, the search window, and you can find whatever. Type in your driver, type in a race win, and you can find everything we have, whether it's the brand new stuff or even the pre-order stuff or some old classics that we have as well. We have got a lot of items for you to check out at planbsales.com. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at Plan B Sales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going, because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.